I don't know if anybody is watching, but I am doing a broadcast for the LGBT people in Chechnya. Sorry, I'm really awkward, and I live in a quiet dorm, but basically, I don't think anybody's watching. I will wait a bit. Hi. Okay, I am doing this for a class actually, called Literary Activism and Social Media. And it is a class where for our final project, we have to pick any cause that we want, and thank you for the likes. We have to do anything that we want, and I picked the gay concentration camps in Chechnya. And I am obviously American, so I don't really have much of a connection except for the fact that that's my community. So I am doing a live stream just to raise awareness and raise money also for the Russian LGBT Center network in Russia. So, 2 viewers. Hello. How are you all? I have I don't know if any of you have signed petitions for dedicated to various people. But there are several petitions going around to help fight the concentration camps in Chechnya for gay people. And the Russian LGBT network is working really hard to get these people out of the concentration camps, but the problem is if they get the people out of the concentration camps and they return home, sometimes their families just kill them or hurt them themselves because it's not very accepted in that area. So they're trying to get people out of the area, and get them to safety, but they need money and they need help. So that is what I am doing today for a class. And basically this is going to all culminate into a presentation, and it will also be a paper. Hello, Peter. Thank you for becoming a fan. I don't know how long you've been watching, but basically, hello. I am raising money for the LGBT network in Russia for gay people in Chechnya. I don't know, I mean, it's been spread around for the past few weeks now, but I am 20. I am a sophomore in college, and I am doing this for a class in college. So the class is called Literary Activism and Social Media, and I basically have to use social media for any cause that I want. And hello, Paul. How are you all? I am doing this to raise money for Chechen people and the Russian LGBT network there. So I am basically just broadcasting to bring awareness to the cause and also to raise money for the LGBT network. So basically, I feel very connected to this community, and I feel very strongly for the people in these camps. So that is why I am doing a broadcast, and that is why I chose it for my project. I can't imagine what it must be like to be in a country that is so not accepting and not like just doesn't recognize your basic human rights and that you even exist. So I am doing this to help out the community, and I know that it won't do much, but I'd like to contribute as much as I can to the cause. So I don't know if anybody is still watching, but if anybody is out there, how are you? Who's out there watching? Hello, Weird Kids. Ooh, that's a cool name. Thank you for watching. I am doing this for a class called Literary Activism and Social Media. So I'm using social media to help raise awareness and money also for LGBT people in Russia / Chechnya who are being subjected to gay concentration camps. And I obviously live in America, so I'm not there, so I can't do a lot, but I want to do what I can to, hello. It's your first time on YouNow, it says. Abduza. I didn't say that right, but hello, Santana. So, how are you all doing? This is my first broadcast, so I'm a little bit awkward, but basically, I'm 20, I'm a sophomore in college. Hello, Vicky. And I am doing this for a project for a final in my, for class. So, this is to raise money for LGBT people in Russia / Chechnya. And basically, I don't know, have you all heard of this? I'm guessing that you have, because it has been spreading around a lot more in the recent weeks. And basically the Chechen leader has denied that anything is happening in the area and that there are gay concentration camps at all. Hi, I'm doing well, thank you. I'm a little bit stressed, finals are happening, so a lot to get done. How are you? How are all of you that are watching? So yeah, I am doing this for class, but I'm also doing it because I care about the LGBT community, and I'm wearing my Rose and Rosie rainbow shirt to help a cause, an LGBT cause. So I don't know how to do this, but basically there are a lot of things that we can do back, even if we're not in the area, to help fight this. And much of what we can do is raise money for the Russian LGBT network, which is trying to get people out of the area and into safety. And the problem is, if they get people out of the concentration camps and they return to their families, most of the time the families are not accepting and they hurt or kill their relatives who are suspected to be gay. I'm 20. I'm a sophomore in college, almost a junior in college, but yes, I'm 20. How old are you all out there? Where are you all from? I go to college in Connecticut, but I live in New Jersey for the rest of the year, for the summer. It is really hot in my room. I turned off the fan to do this, and I am now sweating off my makeup and probably 5 layers of skin underneath. But have you all heard of the gay concentration camps, and what are I'm sure your feelings on them will be the same as mine, disgusted and horrified and all, but have you signed the petitions that are going around, and the petitions, and have you talked about this in any of your classes or with family members? Hello, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it's your first time on YouNow apparently, so welcome. It's also my first time broadcasting on YouNow, but not my first time on YouNow. So I apologize for my awkwardness. I also live in a quiet dorm, so it's a little bit awkward. Thank you for becoming a fan, Alba. I appreciate that. That kind of helps my confidence a bit. But so basically, I am raising money for the Russian LGBT network, which is helping to get gay people out of Chechnya and into safety so they don't get hurt or killed or humiliated any more than they have already. So I think that if you donate bars, I can use that money to donate to them. And I'm going to be doing a fundraiser on Facebook for my Facebook friends to do, but basically this is for a class. But I also care about the cause a lot, and I'm glad that the class is making me do something. Really, LGBT is not accepting in your country? Where are you from? Thank you for watching. So, yeah, where are you all from? Is it accepted in your countries? It's pretty much accepted here. I mean, same-sex marriage was legalized a couple years ago. But there are, obviously. I did a project last semester for my sophomore research seminar, which was on conversion therapy. So there are places where families are not accepting and send their kids off to conversion therapy camps or centers where they are pretty much told, like, to pray away the gay, or it gets beaten out of them, which we, know isn't possible. Oh my gosh, really? Your friend's father killed her? That's terrible. Yeah, so a lot of places aren't very accepting yet, and, being in America, we kind of live in this bubble, or, since I'm from America, it's kind of like a bubbled off area. So it just feels like since we are in a country that's more accepting, that there's not much more progress to be made. But even in a country like America, conversion therapy still isn't banned nationwide yet, so we're not as accepting as we like to think, I think. But yeah, I feel for you and for your friend's family, because that's just awful and it's not okay, and LGBT people are just as normal as straight people. But not everybody sees that, obviously, which is really unfortunate. And I think it's just important to raise awareness and talk about things that the government is trying to hide, like the Chechen government and the Russian government are trying to hide. You're bi and you can't come out to your parents. Where are you from? What country? That's terrible. And how old are you? Because I know that when you're younger and you can't come out to your parents, because you live in their house, and especially in a country where your friend was killed. You're 24? Yeah, even when you're 24, that's hard that you can't live your authentic life. I'm wearing rainbow leggings, by the way, but you can't see them. Yeah, I am so sorry about that. My parents are accepting of me, but I just came out to them last summer, and I don't live in a country where that happens, so I can totally sympathize, though, because LGBT people aren't accepted, in so many places, and even in America, there are some places and some families that aren't totally accepting of their kids and their relatives, and it's really unfortunate because you should love your child unconditionally no matter what. So, hello, welcome to my broadcast. I'm going to say this many times, that this is for class, for school. where I'm raising awareness and possibly money for LGBT people in Russia/Chechnya. Yeah, I am lucky, Alba. If that is how you say your name, I don't know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I cannot relate, but I do know. I've read many things last semester for my conversion therapy paper and research project for my sophomore research seminar that, yeah, I am one of the lucky ones. And it's really, really sad and disgusting and terrifying that that is not the case for everybody. So where are you all from? Besides Alba, who I know, but are LGBT people accepted in your countries? It is really hot in this room. I live in a really small dorm room that, like, even though it's no longer too hot outside, the heat and humidity just gets trapped in the room, and it gets really difficult to survive. So I turned my fan off for this broadcast because it's pretty obnoxiously loud, and now my whole face of makeup just is fastly just drowning off my face. But hello to any new viewers. Welcome. I am just here raising awareness for the LGBT community, especially in Chechnya, because I'm sure you've heard. Thank you, my face is fine. I tried really hard. But I am raising awareness for the gay concentration camps that are in Chechnya that the Chechen government is currently denying. And yeah, it's for a class called Literary Activism and Social Media. So I am doing a project using social media to raise awareness and do activist-y stuff because in the United States there haven't really been protests. There was one protest last Saturday for Russian LGBT people in New York City, but I couldn't go. I live in Connecticut during the school year, so I tell you more about it. Tell you more about the class or about the protests or the cause. So basically, there have been petitions going around and to help end and fight the not conversion therapy, sorry, to end the concentration camps in Chechnya. All of it. Okay. So basically, we're at the end of the semester here at my school. So I am doing a project to, we could pick any cause that we wanted, but since I feel very connected to the LGBT community, because I am part of the LGBT community, I decided to talk about or raise awareness and fight a cause related to that. So last semester for my sophomore research seminar, I did a conversion therapy research project. So I already kind of knew a lot about that, so I wanted to do something different. And since this just came to the surface a few weeks ago, because we weren't aware of it before then, I decided to focus on Chechen concentration camps for gay people. So currently, I know that the Russian LGBT network is trying to get people out and into safety, but they can't just take the people out and put them back into their families because a lot of the time their family members aren't that accepting and will do what the concentration camps did. So they have to get them out of the area and into a safer place. So that obviously takes a lot of time and money, and you have to be very careful. So since I live in the northeast of the United States, I I can't do as much as I could if I were closer to it, but I want to do as much as I can to just help bring it into awareness. And because the Chechen government is denying it, we have to keep it in our conversations. So yeah, that's a lot about my project and a little bit about the what's been going on in Chechnya. I'm obviously not an expert. I have not been through the brutal concentration camps, and I am pretty much in a bubble in this part of the world, so I have not been through a lot of the persecution that other LGBT people have been through around the world, so keeping that in mind. Yeah, so what happened to them in the camps? A lot of them are either doing forced labor, or I know a few people have been, like, it's rumored that some of them have been killed. Hello to new viewers. I am talking about gay concentration camps in Chechnya just to bring it into awareness a little bit more. Don't worry, Alba. Thank you for being here. I just appreciate your time and you being here. Don't worry if you can't donate, because you don't have an account or just can't safely donate. Don't worry about that. I'm much more concerned with just bringing it into conversation. Yes, please do read about it. There are several petitions going around, actually, and I don't know where you're from, but you can call your government officials and have them talk about it and, tell them to thank you. I did my makeup today, so I think that helps the beauty in my eyes. But yes, a lot of what can be done is calling your elected officials and pushing them to talk about it and condemn it, because we need the government to condemn Chechnya. And especially since I'm from the United States, Donald Trump has some ties to Russia, if he admits it or not. But I am concerned with that, because are human rights more important to him than his relationship with Vladimir Putin? Or, because it's really just, he needs to condemn it, and he, can't be worried about risking his relationship with the Russian president. It just, this isn't right. And so a lot of what we can do is call the president, call elected officials lower than the president, like your senators or your representatives. But wherever you're from, you can also talk to, if you live in a country that is part of the United Nations, you can call your representative to the UN and push them to talk about it. I'm not sure where you all are from, but I know in the United States I can call my state senators or my local representatives and tell them to bring it up. A lot of the people that are a lot of the elected officials of mine have commented on it, I think. But even if they have commented on it, telling them to keep bringing it up and keep making it a point of importance is really essential to getting this awful, inhumane treatment to end. So yeah, that's basically guest. You want to be guested? You can be guested. I think that that would be good. So if you want to be guested, then I think that... Do I have to do something to... I think you can join the guest list thing, and I can guest you, or I don't know if I can do it from here. I am not really sure. If you know, let me know, because I do not know. This is my first YouNow broadcast, so I'm very new to this, as you can probably tell from my awkwardness. But I'm just an awkward person in general, so even if I had done this, I'm sure I would be awkward if it were my 100th broadcast. But yeah, anything that you can do will be much appreciated. Whether you just... A lot of the class is basically using social media for activism purposes. So just... Am I scared of being on a broadcast? No, not really. I just am very awkward. A lot of the class is using social media for activist purposes. So if you have social media, bringing this up and making your friends aware of it is a way of participating. Even if some people call it like slacktivism or slacktivism or hashtag activism, it still does something, and it still brings awareness to a cause that might not have been talked about otherwise. So I really encourage you to use whatever social media accounts you have to bring this to light. Yes. I don't know if you guys want to talk about your relationship to the LGBT community, like, and the LGBT community status, like, in your country, because that could be interesting. And just talking about why the LGBT community is important to you. Yeah. I can guess you, yeah. Do I have to do how do I do that? Do you have to... I think that you can be a guest by, like, adding yourself to the line or something, the queue. And then I can click on you. I don't know if that's correct, but maybe. Yeah. For those of you who weren't here when I showed off my rainbow leggings, just to look extra gay. I don't know how, no. This is my first broadcast. I'm sorry. Do you know how? Because I know I have been guested on somebody else's broadcast before, and I added myself to a guest queue, and then they clicked on people. But I don't know if they were able to guest people on their own. Hello, Ayad? I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, but welcome. Just click on guest and she can guest you. That's what I thought, yeah. So if you click on guest and, like, I think it requires you to take, like, a picture or something, and then just add yourself to the queue, and then I can click on you. And the guest tab is on the right of audience. But yeah, you can talk about why this cause is important to you, or anything you want, really. This is just to bring awareness to a bigger cause. My voice is weak, I'm sorry. It's the voice I've always had, I don't know. I'm sorry about that. I've been talking for a bit and it's pretty hot in this room, so I don't know if that's why, but I think it's understandable, right? I think you can understand it, even if it is weak. I do have an Instagram. My Instagram, I'm using an Instagram different for class, but my actual Instagram, I'll type it into the chat. So I just typed my personal Instagram into the chat. If you want to look at it. A lot of the stuff is, since it's my personal Instagram, it's, a lot of the stuff is LGBT related and also cat related because I love cats. And yeah, but I am actually going to be using Instagram to help with this, with the activism, because you can tag the Chechen leader in an Instagram post about this, and he will, like, potentially see it, so you can condemn it. Hi, just recording music. That's a cool name. You're just recording music? Are you a musician? Singer? That's cool. I have no talent. I can't sing or do music, so I admire anybody who can. For people who are new, I have been talking about LGBT people in Chechnya / just Russia in general too. And I live in the United States, and for my college class, I am, for my final project, I am contributing to activism for this. In which rooms am I? I'm in my dorm room. I don't know if that's what you meant. Thank you for following me, Albert. I'll follow you back if you follow me. When I look at my phone more. You're just starting to sing and play musical instruments? That's cool. How old are you? I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are, but I'm just wondering, because I always wanted to play musical instruments. Yes, what is your question? You can ask anything. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask, because I am not good. You're 18? That's cool. I'm 20. In case anybody cared. You just followed me? Okay, cool. I'll follow you back when I go on Instagram a little bit later after this broadcast. Yeah. But I am... You have a different name, starts with an R. Okay, yeah, you don't have to write it here. But I got the notification, so I'll follow you back. Yes. So, do I play piano? No. I started, but I couldn't really my brother and my mom played for a while, and they both stopped, and I just, yeah. I'm not musically inclined. Do you think it is bullying asking someone what part of LGBT they are? I don't think, it depends, obviously, on the tone, of what they are saying. I don't know if somebody has asked you that or not, but I think that if it can be intrusive if it's not welcomed by the person at all, if that makes sense. But if, or even if somebody doesn't want to label their sexuality, it can be, it was on here just 5 minutes ago. Really? I didn't know that. That's, okay, yeah. I think that that people are well-intended, and they have good intentions sometimes, but it could come off in the wrong way. But sometimes people don't want to label their sexuality, and asking what part LGBT, of the LGBT label they are is, yeah. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Oh, I didn't know you asked me that. Did you ask me that? Oh, to them. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's rude at all, if you said that you don't have to answer if you don't want to. It's just a curiosity thing. And being respectful by saying you don't have to answer, like, I think, okay. It depends, obviously, on the context, But I think in that situation, I think that it's not bullying. Thank you for becoming a fan, just recording music. Goodbye, have a good lunch. Ooh, it's not lunchtime here yet. Have a good time eating. Thank you for joining me, by the way. I really appreciate it, just bringing awareness to this cause. I know that I am an awkward person and don't have much, of a following on here at all, but I do appreciate you watching me for this amount of time. I'm a really bubbly person, thank you. I try to be. I think I've perked up a bit since the beginning of this broadcast, but yeah, I am a really shy person actually, but I am able to be bubbly. Thank you for following me on Instagram. I will follow all of you back on Instagram when this broadcast is over. So yes, I'm not sure if any of you guys had any questions or anything you wanted to talk about on this broadcast. I basically just had a really rough idea of what I wanted to do on this broadcast, so I think that I have talked about most everything I had on there, just the class that I'm in and what's happening in Chechnya. Why do I feel so ashamed to find out I'm trans? I think that because it's cisgender is seen as the norm in society, it can be it can add to your feelings of shame or just negative feelings about yourself. But yeah, I think just because we're raised in a way that all of these gender norms and all, it can be, yeah, it's a bit constricting to grow up in something like that. I don't think it's something to be ashamed about, no, definitely not. I think that it is something that people grow to be proud of, even if they aren't originally proud of it. I have one non-binary friend, and they changed their name, and they now are totally out at college. Most everybody is accepting of them, and their family is trying to get on board, trying to call them by their name, and yeah, it's rough, but once you are your authentic self, it really becomes worth it in the end. You found out 2 days ago? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wish you well on that journey. I've also thought a lot about my gender. I present pretty, I have long hair. I don't know. I present pretty feminine on some days, but some days I dress pretty androgynous despite the long hair. But I think that even appearance doesn't really matter. If you're trans, you're trans. If you feel like you're trans, you are trans, and if you feel like you're non-binary, you are non-binary. So I don't know if you guys know of the YouTuber Ash Hardell, but she has a book and video series called The ABCs of LGBT plus, and yeah, it's a really good series if you're looking to understand yourself or trying to figure out your identity. I don't have it with me because it's at home and I'm at college, but yeah. Any tips how to come out to my Muslim parents? Are you living on your own right now? I know you're 24, because that makes a big difference, and because if you're living under their roof, you don't live at home, or I mean, you do live at home? Yeah. Is it safe for you to come out? Because that's like the major thing. If you're ready and if you're in a safe environment, then until marriage. Okay, so you're in your parents' house until you get married. Okay. Ooh. You don't think it's safe? Yeah, if it's not safe, definitely don't risk your safety for coming out, even though it is really unfortunate that you can't be your authentic self to the people around you and in your environment. Like, that really just, it sucks. And I wish that the whole world was accepting of people who are in the LGBT community, but like, it's not. Like, the majority of the world is still not accepting of LGBT people. And I feel for you and any of you who are in an unsafe environment to come out. Ooh, cool top. Thank you. It is a Rose and Rosie shirt. I don't know if you guys know of Rose and Rosie. They're pretty famous on YouTube. They're a couple, married, and they're on tour now, actually. But I do not live in the UK, so I cannot see them on tour, unfortunately. Only your 3 best friends know about you. Well, you should watch Rose and Rosie if you don't, except you know of them, yeah. But, they're really cool. They're a British couple, and they really helped me when I was coming out. So, props to them. But yeah, are your 3 best friends accepting? I'm guessing because they're still your best friends. Which, like, that's good, coming out to people who you know will be accepting of you and starting with them, because that can really boost your confidence. Thank you for becoming a fan, Ashley. I am here talking about LGBT related stuff for my class, technically my class, but also just for fun. Thank you for giving 400 likes also. They don't accept LGBT people, but they accept you. Yeah, that's good, at least. Even if they're not accepting of LGBT people in general, at least they still are accepting of you. That's still tough, though. Like, a tough situation to be in, of course, and I'm probably not the best person to be commenting on this because I had a relatively easy time coming out, and I feel so fortunate to say that because I know that's not the experience for a lot of people. And yeah, but I definitely feel for all of you who are in a similar environment where LGBT people are not accepted. Yeah. Do a lot of you have the same experience with coming out? You have another question, but you forgot it. You can ask it when you remember, if you remember, or you can ask something else. Your family found out in a terrible way. How did they find out? Where are you from? Are you from... I don't know. I don't want to guess. There are too many countries. You could be from anywhere. Yeah, I guess I can talk about my coming out experience, if that is something of interest. Yeah, so I'm 20 and a sophomore in college, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the broadcast where I said that a few times. So I came out, well, my friends knew before my family. I came out last summer in August before going back to school. And I came out pretty much after my cousin's wedding, because my cousin Katie got married to a guy, and it was pretty much named Andrew, and it was pretty much like the most straight cisgendered thing ever, if that's like if you can imagine a wedding just like that, I'm sure you can, because that's just like what weddings are stereotypically like. So I came out to my parents in the car after that. I wrote like a little speech that was like a sentence long that I rehearsed in the car over and over again, and then I waited until it was a good song because I wanted to be motivated by that song. I think it was something by Taylor Swift. I think it was like a very upbeat song. Yeah, so that was I pretty much told them that I didn't want them to make a big deal out of it, like in a positive or a negative way, even though I knew they would be accepting, because I live in a pretty liberal household but in a conservative town, so that was the rough part. Like, I know that since my town is conservative, I also came out on Facebook on Coming Out Day in October of this past year, and the people who weren't accepting at least didn't comment on it, so that's nice. So I don't know. Thank you for becoming a fan, Michelle. I appreciate that. Talking about all things LGBT here. Because I am a gay. Yeah. So, I think the roughest part for me was that I look so feminine that it seemed like I wouldn't be, like, it felt like before I came out, like, I felt like people wouldn't believe me, because I do like to wear makeup, I do like to have long hair, and I do sometimes, I don't wear dresses too much anymore, but I did wear some dresses and some skirts, and, like, yeah, so, like, that was tough for me, which is nothing like, I'm not trying to equate that with an unaccepting family or an unaccepting country or place where you're from, because it's nothing like that. But just in my personal acceptance of it, it was really tough for me to believe myself, because I was like, Julia, you're so straight looking. Ashley, you look straight up gay. Straight up gay. Sorry. But you're a trans male? Oh, okay, so do you still go by Ashley? Because I don't want to call you something that you're not. But, so your family, did they find out you were trans in a terrible way? Is that what happened? Yeah, so so I struggled with the whole looking straight thing, because I don't plan on, like, cutting my hair or anything. I don't know. I just struggled with that. Not that you have to look stereotypically gay to be gay, but just that's how it felt at the time to myself, that I just didn't believe myself. But why do people think it's funny of having a photo on my Instagram as me as a girl saying I think I'm trans? I don't know. Do people think that you're joking, do you think? Like, or was it like a serious post? I don't know how long the caption was on the photo. But yeah, I don't think that's a funny thing. I don't know why people would think it's funny. Because yeah, that seems weird to find funny, because you want people to take you seriously with something like that, and not just laugh it off and think that you're telling a joke and not being serious. So, I don't know. Oh, they said you'll always be a girl, but you can be gay. That's, I don't like that. Yeah, because that's not how you feel inside. If you don't feel like gay is the right label that describes you, and trans guy is, like, then that's your choice and not up to them. But I understand, like, that's not how it always works with people, like, families and stuff like that. But I hope that you acknowledge in your heart that you are not just, like, a gay girl, that you are in fact a trans guy and that you believe yourself. You told your only best friend, and that was her reply, of that it was funny. That's... I'm sorry about that. I know that saying sorry doesn't change anything, but I do really feel for you, and that's not a funny thing at all. I acknowledge that you think that you're trans, or that you are trans, and I believe you, and I don't think it's funny. Your girlfriend wants to pay for the surgeries, but you told her that you wouldn't let her do that because it's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money for surgeries and, like, hormones and stuff. Yeah, I understand that. All of it adds up. And I know, at least in the United States, I don't know what country you're from, but in the United States, I think that, like, insurance doesn't cover, like, stuff like that. It's seen as, like, cosmetic, I think. And that's not okay, because that's not, like, you're not doing it for, I mean, you're not doing it for cosmetic reasons to, like, look good. You're doing it to feel better about yourself, you know? And feel like you're living your authentic life and in a body that, like, doesn't give you dysphoria. You live in the US too? Yeah. So then you know. Then you asked why, and she just kept saying question mark. That's... Have you talked to her since then? Yeah, Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. That's really rough and a tough situation, especially if you care about this person and you still want to be friends, but then they're not accepting of you, or they don't believe you or something like that. It's really tough. She just ignores you now? Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am here for you if you need someone to talk to, ever, because that's just terrible, having someone that you think you can trust. Does she keep saying she's sorry, or you keep saying you're sorry? She keeps saying she's sorry. So is she sorry, like, that she reacted that way, or sorry that you feel the way that you feel? This stuff is rough. It's not easy being I love being part of the LGBT community, but it's really not easy for, like, anybody in it. I mean, it is easier in some parts of the world, but it can be rough, and sometimes relationships or friendships are, like, split because of it. You ask her why you don't talk anymore, and she says, I'm sorry. Ooh. That's terrible. I mean, right now it probably doesn't feel this way, but you definitely don't want a friend who's not going to be supportive of you in every way possible. But I know that, like, it still hurts. And I know that, like, that doesn't change anything right now. Yeah, I know it's really rough when friends are, like, even in any situation, like, not even just coming out to your friends, just if you have a disagreement or a fight or, like, just a falling out, it hurts a lot, and it's, like, I take it personally, at least, when I am in a fight with a friend, or if they are ignoring me. So I know how, like, terrible that must feel, and kind of, like, suffocating in a way, that experience. So that's just terrible, and I wish that people didn't react that way to LGBT coming out. yeah, I can only offer sympathy, I feel, in that situation, but I know the struggle. It kind of sucks because I can't afford a binder. I tried using. Thank you for becoming a fan, Tyler. I am here talking about the LGBT community to support Chechen people in the LGBT community. Good morning, Dalen. I am doing really well. I'm a little bit stressed because, and thank you for becoming a fan. I'm a little bit stressed because I have a lot of finals. I'm in college in the United States, and finals are, it's the season of finals. Yeah, how are you doing? Thank you for joining my broadcast. This is my first broadcast, so I am a little bit awkward and I might appear nervous, so I'm not nervous, but yeah, I'm not used to this. Hold on, I was reading this message. I tried using Ace Bandage. I realized how stupid that was. Yeah, I know that Ace Bandages are not meant for binding. Yeah, I know binders are so expensive. I actually looked into them for myself because, like, I feel very, I have a really small chest anyway, but I feel very dysphoric when it comes to my chest. I haven't figured out, like, how I feel about gender yet, but I do know that I want to appear, like, flat-chested. So, but I also looked into binders, and yeah, they're expensive. The good ones are expensive, and you need to use good ones so you don't constrict your chest and breathing, lungs, because that's important. You want to breathe still and not restrict your oxygen flow. Yeah, so I feel for that. It is very expensive. But maybe if you get, like, birthday money or Christmas money, like holiday money, I don't know. I know that, or if you work a job, you can save up for it, but I know that there are other things that you need that money for. A binder is, it's something that you put over your chest that makes you appear flatter. So it does help with dysphoria for a lot of people who don't feel like they want to appear, they don't want to look like they have a chest because it just doesn't feel like it should be a part of them. So you can put the, it's usually, a lot of them are pretty tight, and they look like kind of like a sports bra-ish type thing, but yeah, you're not supposed to wear them the whole day either, so like you would just wear them for when you're like during the day, and then at night you would take it off, so it doesn't harm you. Yeah. Thank you for inviting 524 fans to the broadcast. Wow, that's a lot of people. But hold on, sorry. You're trying to get a job. Okay, so you're 16. Wow, you're young. Sorry, I'm 20. So, I'm trying to get a job to save up for surgeries and anything else to help with my dysphoria. Yeah, it really sucks that, that you need to save up for this stuff, because it's like, it should just be something that you can get, and it should be like, you should have easier access to, because, yeah, it's just, these surgeries cost so much, and everything else that you need to, like, all doctor's appointments, and then, like, hormones can add up, like, it's just a lot, and I feel like we need more access to things like that, and so it's not that expensive. You also said I look younger. Thank you. I moisturize. No, I've been told that I have a young face. Like, I do look a lot younger than I actually am, which is a good thing, because when everybody else is like 70, I'll look like 68. I don't know. Because most boys are born with that luxury, all natural. Good humor. A+. Do you think it could just be a phase, me thinking I'm trans? Just wondering. I mean, I don't want to say that it's not possible, but I think that calling stuff like that a phase is not always accurate, and it also doesn't, I don't think it matters if it's a phase or not. Like, it's how you feel right now, so if you feel that way right now, then that's how you feel. So if you feel trans, you are trans, you know? But yeah, I understand that, like, if you feel like you want to do something medically, you want to make sure that you feel that way consistently. But yeah, I don't know. There are always, it's tough with labels and stuff. Yeah, exactly. There are different, like, with me, I know that I'm not, like, a binary trans person, you know, where I would, like, I don't feel like I'm a man, but I know that there are different labels for different non-binary identities, and yeah, so I don't know which one fits me best. So yeah, going between gender fluid and, like, other trans identities is totally normal, I feel, because you're just trying to understand yourself better. But yeah, also not wanting to accept the fact that you're trans is big. Have a nice dinner. It was nice to meet you too. I will follow you back on Instagram. You can reach out to me anytime you want. It would be good to talk to you again. Thanks for joining me on this broadcast. I really appreciate it. Yeah. It is really hot in this room. It was, I don't know if any of you go by Fahrenheit, degrees Fahrenheit in the world, because I don't think a lot of people do, but if you're from the United States, it was 79 degrees yesterday, and now it's colder today, but my room has not caught up to that change in temperature, so I am kind of dying because I turned my fan off for this, because it's so loud. But yeah, does anybody else have any more questions or comments, concerns? This is just random. I accidentally left my fridge open last night, and I thought I closed it, but apparently I hadn't. So I went to bed, and I woke up this morning, and I wanted some water, so I opened the fridge, and I realized it wasn't as closed as, like, it usually is. It wasn't as hard to open, and I opened it, and the water bottles were, like, sweating, and they were, like, not cold. It was sad. I made a mistake. Anyway, if any, in your country it's usually 87. Is that degrees Fahrenheit? Because I know that's probably degrees Fahrenheit. That would be really hot for Celsius. Sorry. Never mind. That was a stupid question. But wow, yeah, that's hot. I do not do well in heat. I kind of, like, especially humidity. Yeah, I don't do well in heat or humidity, mostly humidity, but I just don't like the heat. I'm more of, like, I like 50s and 60 degree weather, mostly. So, I live right near the water here in college. I'm right on, like, the Atlantic Ocean or whatever. So the humidity is particularly bad. So most days, like, it'll be 100% humidity, or like 97% humidity, 95% humidity. So I do not react well. It's like a desert. Yeah, where do you live? I would not get, I would not do well where you're from. Definitely. I would like New Zealand. Wow. My friend is actually going there for studying abroad next semester. Yeah, she's really excited to go to your country. I have never been to that side of the world. I would love to, but I oh, that's really hot. So I think I would go during like your winter. Um yeah. Um does anybody have anything else they'd like to say or ask before I go and turn on my fan again? Um because I mean, it actually has it's a little bit better in here now that I've been broadcasting for over an hour. I don't know if I've just gotten used to it or it really is better, but it's still pretty humid in here and disgusting. And I'm sitting on the floor, so it's not very comfortable. Um so just to conclude, I think I initially did this broadcast to raise awareness and or money for the LGBT network in Russian LGBT network, who's working to get Chechens out of the area because it just was exposed that they are collecting people and putting them in concentration camps. What part of New Zealand? I don't actually know. Yeah, one of the universities she's going to. Let me see if I let me see if I can look up on our site which programs we have in New Zealand, just to feed your curiosity. College sites are awful. Like, you have to click so many different things to get to where you want to go. Here we go. New Zealand. Okay, so she's either going to, it's all an IFSA program. You eat knowledge for breakfast. Yeah, that's the best breakfast. Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining. I am just talking about LGBT issues around the world and bringing awareness to them. So welcome. I'm now just finding a program that my friend is going to in New Zealand. It's either University of Auckland, University of Canterbury, University of Dunedin, or Victoria University of Wellington. If that answers your question. That might be in totally different parts of the country. Like, I don't know. But yeah, this broadcast it's Dunedin. I'm an American. I don't know how to pronounce words. The last one. Okay, got it. I eventually got there. I don't think it's that one, though, to be fair. I think it might be, like, one of the other ones that I said. But for people who just joined, I have been talking this last hour and a bit about Chechnya. You've probably maybe heard of the concentration camps that were just brought into the news recently. And I think over 100 gay men, or gay men even, were brought to these concentration camps, and the Chechen government and Russian government is denying that this is even happening, and that they even have gay people. They said that gay people don't exist there, so they therefore can't be collecting them and putting them into concentration camps. Auckland is crowded and the other one has earthquakes. Oh boy. She'll have a great time then. Yeah, it is awful, Amy. So I'm doing this for a project in college. I'm a sophomore in college. And I'm taking a course called Literary Activism and Social Media, so I'm using social media to help bring awareness to the cause. And I've just been talking about everything LGBT now, too. Because I am a gay. Whoop, rainbow leggings. A theme park? Yeah, sounds like it. So, this broadcast was mainly just to bring awareness to the issue. I think I've said that about 10,000 times, but since I live in the United States, there seems not much, like, it doesn't seem like there's much I can do just from, I'm in Connecticut, and Russia is, like, miles away. But through social media, it allows me to talk about these issues and show that I care about them. So I have my last social media assignment for the class. I used Twitter to mention everything that we can do here to help in Chechnya. So if you search Russian LGBT network, thank you for becoming a fan, Rose. I appreciate it. So if you search Russian LGBT network, you can donate to them or you can email them asking if there's anything that you can do to help. You can also, you can tag on Instagram the Chechen leader about this. And so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And so you can follow me on my Instagram if you want to see that, because I bought a pride flag that says "Make America Gay Again." So I'm going to be posting a picture of me with that pride flag to show that LGBT people exist and we are not going to be silenced, and you can't put them in concentration camps. You can't put anybody into concentration camps. That's not okay. And yeah, I know my Instagram is in my bio. I was just putting it for ease, for easiness. Yeah, I did that a few days ago, putting it in my bio. But just in case you wanted to have it on hand right now, I just added it to the comments. Yeah, so I am doing that. I'm going to tag the Chechen leader in that picture and be like, I don't know. I'm going to say something profound, probably, because I am such a profound... For those of you who don't know, I am an English... Actually, all of you don't know. I don't know why I said that. I'm an English and philosophy double major, so I am a profound philosophy student, and I'm going to say something profound in that Instagram caption and tag him in it. So you all can search up I don't know it off the top of my head, the Chechen leader's Instagram, but if you feel so obliged, you can also tag him in an Instagram photo, telling him to knock it off, which, like, admittedly won't do much, but, like, there's a chance that he will see it, and it's just, like, not backing down. I do love that pride flag and hands. I agree, Rose. Yeah, so that's also something you do. There are also petitions that have been going around that you can sign. So if you just even search Chechnya petition or, like, gay rights in Chechnya, gay concentration camp Chechnya, or just gay concentration camps, because I'm sure it's the first thing that comes up, you can find those petitions. I know, I think there's one for calling on gasoline companies to say something, because there are major gasoline companies in Russia. There's also another one, so that's with Outright Action International, I think. And they, yeah, rainbow for the win. Oof, rainbow. Another petition, is with, I know change.org has one, and there are like a bunch of different, petitions going around, so you can sign those, and you can leave a comment on why it's important to you. You can also use your own social medias to just let your friends know about this, so it's not a silent issue and like we're not erasing the issue, or ignoring it, because being silent about issues that matter is, I don't know. But if it's not safe for you, don't do that. But you can use your Facebook or your Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat to talk about these things and bring them to light. I think those were, you could also call your government officials, your elected officials. I don't know where you live or where the other two people in on this broadcast live, but like, if you live in the United States, that would be like your House of Representatives, and your senators. And there's also, you can call the president, technically, call him. Thank you for watching. Joweasels, is that? I don't know. I tried to pronounce that and failed. Do I like Trump? No, I do not. I don't like him. I did not vote for him. I think that so last semester, my project on conversion therapy, I talked about Mike Pence, and I think Mike Pence is, it was exposed that he took money away from the HIV/AIDS fund and put it towards conversion therapy. His hair does look like a dog, I agree. There are a lot of jokes you can make about his appearance. But yeah, I do not like Trump, and I don't know, I wouldn't like him getting, I wouldn't like the alternative to that, which would be Mike Pence, if we find him unable to do the job, because Mike Pence is very homophobic, and I do not like that, because, for obvious reasons. Yeah, so I am not a Trump supporter. Mike Pence is literally the devil. I agree. I very much agree. Yeah, he's not okay. We are all human at the end of the day. I think that is a takeaway message for this broadcast. We are all human. And, like, love is love. Hashtag. If that looked like a hashtag, I don't know. Thank you for becoming a fan. I appreciate that. I might do more broadcasts sometime, even though I am not well known, obviously. Would you watch that, Rose? I think that this is really fun, and despite the really humid, hot room I am in, which is my dorm room, I have had a really great time broadcasting, gotten a little bit more comfortable with it over the past hour and 18 minutes, and yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this, and I would love to do it again. And I appreciate all of y'all that became fans. I expected nobody to be watching this, so I'm glad that some people have been commenting and watching, and I'm glad that for those of you who didn't know, thank you for becoming a fan, Mind Turtle 4302. That's a cool name. You would watch? Thank you. I am glad you would watch. I don't know if I'd watch me myself if I weren't me, but thank you. I appreciate it. This has been a fun time. Thank you for giving 50 likes, Mind Turtle 4302. That's a fun name to say. So I expected nobody to watch this, so I'm glad that some people did watch this. I would have been talking to myself the whole time if nobody watched this, so that would be even more awkward than I am already. I could just say okay, yeah, I'll call you Turtle. I think you're the only one that has a name like that in this broadcast. Hello from Dubai. Ooh, cool. Dubai. Hello from Connecticut, United States of America. My dad's been to Dubai a lot. I've never been, but yeah. Thank you for watching from Dubai and from everywhere else where you all live. In future, yeah, I would love to. Yeah. Hello from Texas, USA. Ooh, Texas. My friend is from Texas. Ooh, you should go to bed. What time is it there? Yeah, go to bed if you need to. I appreciate you watching this broadcast, and thank you for joining me. Here it is 11:36 a.m. It's 3:36 a.m. on Monday. Yes, definitely go to bed. Thank you for watching me all the way until 3:36. Oh, you're from California. It's 10:36 for you, Turtle. Yeah, my friend is from Texas. That's what I was going to say to you. I went to boarding school. So have a good night's sleep. Just recording music. I don't know if I know your actual name, but I'll call you Music. Bye, thank you. So, yeah, I went to boarding school for high school, so I knew somebody from Texas, and she lives in Texas still now. Yeah, it's on your Instagram, your real name? Okay, yeah, I'll look at that later then, and I'll know your real name. Have a good night. Sleep well. Thank you for inviting 236 fans, Turtle. That's nice. I have been to California once, Rose. And I'm going again this summer, so that's cool. What part of California are you from? Sorry, my phone just vibrated. You like my accent? Thanks. I am, yeah, I have a very American accent. But I do like to pretend that I am Canadian sometimes. That was really weird. Sorry. But yeah, so I've been to California once for last year's VidCon. I went to Anaheim. It's more like I'm shy. Yeah, I am shy, actually. You're gaining a southern accent and you don't like it. Yeah, southern accents. Yeah, I like to sometimes. My friend here, who's from Connecticut, likes to use a southern accent for her. I don't know, she speaks in a southern accent a lot, so she says something like shoot, and me, I know that's not really what people say, but she makes it very southern, and she also says meemaw, and I don't know, that was just an anecdote. Yeah, so I've been broadcasting for almost an hour and a half, and I have had a great time. I have a lot of other work to get done today. It's really, really sad and stressful. You called your teacher Peepaw? That's funny, that's cute. Yeah, I call some of my professors by their first names and then some by Professor Blank, but yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I am shy, but I am, and quiet, and I live in the quiet dorm, so I'm doing a broadcast in the quiet dorm. Oh, I think you asked this before. You asked me what I was majoring in, what year of college I'm in. Okay, so I'm a double major in English and philosophy, and I'm doing the concentration track of the English major, which is in creative writing, and I am a sophomore, almost a junior. After 2 weeks, I will be a junior, if I pass all of my finals, which hopefully I do. You said wow. Yeah, it's wow. I have really... You can't do creative writing, you're not that creative. You're not creative. That's okay. It's not for everybody. I have been writing since I was 2. I've been dictating stories to my mom since I was 2. And then when I could actually write, I started writing it myself. But yeah, I have a lot of cardboard books in my basement that were written by 2 and 3-year-old me. And then, yeah, so it's okay. It's not for everybody. So smart, girl, lol. I wish my girlfriend was like you, lol. Oh, thank you. I hope that do you have a girlfriend and you're wishing she was like me? Oh, don't wish your girlfriend away. I'm not that cool. I'm not cool at all. You plan to major in small animal veterinary medicine. That's awesome. I really respect that. I love animals. I have a kitty cat at home. I had a cat before her too, who passed away last March. She's lazy girl, always failed in the exams, lol. Well, that's okay. School smarts, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not the most important thing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my poor cat, yeah. She passed away from a tumor in her, liver. No. Yes, the liver. And she also had diabetes. So maybe you could take care of my cat in the future. I mean, she's not alive anymore, but I have another cat. So, yeah, it's okay. It was last March. It was in March 2016. So I've had a lot of time to get used to not having her around, but she was my, best friend. So, yeah, I love cats. Cats are my thing. Gay and cats. You have a camel in the farm. Wow. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Gay cats, yep. My school mascot is a camel, so I have a lot of camel little things. So, just a fun fact to talk about camels, because camels are cool. I respect them. I've never seen a camel in real life. You're in high school and can't say I'm a lesbian. Do you have any advice? Yeah, so I didn't come out in high school. Oh, sorry. I didn't come out in high school at all, because I went to an all-girls boarding school, and it was a small boarding school. I didn't really feel comfortable, and I lived in a conservative town. I still do, but I'm at college where it's more in a liberal area. So yeah, are your parents homophobic or not accepting, or is it just the community that you're in? Because I definitely would not come out if it's not safe for you. So, but it just sucks not being your authentic self, you know? Yeah, I think that I didn't know that camels are the oldest animals in the world. That's awesome. Camels are pretty cool. So I feel for you not being able to be, say your true self and be your true self. Your mom and your dad support, that's good. Are you out to them? Because that's always good to know that you're in a safe and supportive environment. Thank you for becoming a fan. So, yeah, I think that if you're not ready to come out to the people around you, though, you have a lot of time. You're still young. So you are out to your parents. That's good, at least. You just don't want to... Is your high school just a very not accepting place? Because that's a lot of high school, I feel. You're only out to your friends? That's okay. I did that first before I came out to my parents. It was mostly my friends. It's easier sometimes to just come out to your friends because it's easier to talk to your peers sometimes than your parents who raised you, and some parents take it as like a failing on their part, if you're not heterosexual and fit the heteronormative agenda. Yeah, so, okay, you're at a Catholic school. Yeah, my school wasn't Catholic, but I was at an all-girls school in, like, a place that would, yeah. So I totally understand that. And what year are you in high school? Because if you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, that always makes it a lot easier. Like, I came out before my sophomore year of college, so last summer, to my parents and to everyone, who I wasn't out to yet. And that made it a lot easier, because, like, you can pick what college you go to if you go to a college, or you can pick the town that you, like, want to live in. And there are more liberal towns than conservative. You ran out of coins? Oh, thank you so much for donating all of your coins that you ran out of. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So, I think that if you can see that you had 6,000, you gave me 6. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, but that was really nice of you. So, yeah, if you think about it as, like, high school is only, now it's at 74. Wow. You donated a lot of your coins to me, and that's so nice. Thank you. Yeah, I think that if you can think that high school is just like 4 years of your life, and then you don't have to associate with anybody in that school ever again if you don't want to. You're grade 12. You're almost graduating. Okay. Do you have plans for next year yet, or like the fall after you graduate? You're a fish. You're a fish. Okay, that's cool. I wish I were a fish. Maybe not. I wish I were a cat. But hey, animals are cool. Sorry. So you're really almost done. It's almost the end of the year. Wow. Yeah, so like if you've made it all this way, you don't have much longer. You're in 9th grade. Wow. You're a youngin'. Sorry. I remember 9th grade. Oh gosh. You have quite a bit more time left, but it's okay. It goes sort of fast. You're going to have a job. That's cool. So you can, after high school, you can pretty much choose who you surround yourself with. I don't know if you have, like, you live in California, I think, right? You probably have, like, LGBT centers around, because I know that's what I'm going to do over the summer. I'm going to, I'm going to go to one of the LGBT centers in New Jersey and either volunteer or just go to the groups there, and that's always really good. Like, I feel like you can make a lot of friends in your community, like, in that community, where it wasn't, like, so accepted in high school, but you can talk to people who have the same type of experiences as you. Hi, Daddy's Lit Monster. That's quite the name. Thank you for becoming a fan, both you and Scottish Daddy Tommy. Wow, both of your names. Thank you. I quite appreciate my hair too. It used to have pink on the ends, and I think I'm gonna do that again. She copied you, Daddy's Lit Monster and Scottish Daddy Tommy. Do you guys know each other, I'm guessing? Or, oh, did she copy you in becoming a fan? Okay. The question up here, is/was your roommate weird with you being queer? I'm scared of my future roommate being uncomfortable with my sexuality. Yeah, so I don't have a roommate now, so I don't have to worry about that, but I did have roommates in boarding school, and I wasn't out then in boarding school, so I didn't have to really deal with that at all. But I think it really depends on where you go to school. Because if you go to school in like the deep south and like to college in the deep south in like a really homophobic area, then they might be weird with you being queer. But there are a lot of places that are totally like liberal and not homophobic that I feel like most people who go there are the same way. You guys are pals. Awesome. You guys are watching together. Thank you for watching. Turtle has a summer job and a part-time dog sitting. Wow, that's awesome. Dogs are cool. I appreciate dogs. They're quite nice. I have a cat, but I do not mind dogs in the slightest. They are cool animals. I like them. Yeah, so I have been broadcasting for so long. Oh, my mouth is dry. Sorry. Let's see. Do any of you have any more questions for me before I actually turn off? Dogs are dirty animals. Yeah, they are dirty. They go outside, so they get dirty. I agree with that. You've dissected a pig uterus. Yeah, that does sound pretty interesting. I had to dissect, this is like the common 7th grade experience, but I just dissected a frog and chose to be the watcher and not the dissector. I just handed the tools to the dissector because I did not believe in in the activity. But I know that the other biology class in 7th grade had to dissect like a sheep heart or something. I don't know. Something like that. Dissection's interesting. Yeah, so do any of you have any more questions before I actually turn the fan on so I don't die anymore? There were 14 piglets inside of the pig uterus. Great! Wow! Ho! I was about to say appetizing, and then I was like, ooh. My English is very good. I should be a teacher. Thank you. I don't know if I will be a teacher. Right now, it's not part of the plan, but I do like to write a lot. So I need good English, I think, for creative writing. And yeah, I mean, English is my native language, so write a book. I will be writing a book. I'm in a class right now called narrative nonfiction. So I'm pretty much writing about my life and like nonfiction stuff. You captured a moment of me? Thank you. I appreciate you and that. Yeah, so I do plan on writing a book of some sort one day. Since I'm going to be going down the creative writing concentration path of the English major, I have to create a portfolio pretty much in place of a thesis. But like a pretty massive portfolio, like substantial amount of work in the portfolio. So that could help with that. Writing about what? Yeah, so I write for my narrative nonfiction class right now. I've written about like some LGBT stuff that pertains to me, like coming out, and without like making it all about coming out, I wrote a profile about my mother, and I kind of wrote about my coming out in that. And I wrote, my last piece was about Valentine's Day. It was Valentine's Day this year, where my friend, said that her lover was her dog, and I was like, haha, yeah, I can relate, my lover is my dead cat. And then I was like, I just said that, haha, so it opens with that. And then it goes to like my 10th grade relationship that wasn't really a relationship, and then like, yeah, about like, I don't know, then it goes to this year again, seeing my friend and her boyfriend, and being like, wow, I don't know what that's like. So I wrote about that. You wrote an essay and put the word gay in it, and your teacher circled the word and put a question mark next to it? Wow. That's odd. That's really bizarre. Gay people exist. We are not a spelling error or a grammar mistake. That should be a quote. I think I'm gonna create that as, I mean, it is a quote now because I said it, but I think I'm gonna make that a thing. That should be like a Tumblr quote. It's so Tumblr. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm sweating off my whole face. So I'm gonna ask this again, but do any of you have any last words before I log off? You think he's homophobic? Yeah, that would make sense if you circled the word gay. If you are gay, you will be dead in 1 minute. Are you gay? Or like LGBT? Because that's awful. And thank you for becoming a fan. I appreciate that. I'm thinking of doing a podcast even though like I have very limited viewership, but it's been fun. Yeah, I think that makes sense that he would be homophobic if he circled the word gay and put a question mark. That's not cool. Yeah, so any last words? Before I go die. I'm not gonna go die, but like I'm gonna go die in the heat. Things you don't say on the internet. Thank you all for joining me today on this broadcast. Thank you. I hope you have a nice day too. This was originally for you don't want to die, but sometimes you wish you were never born at all. I feel that. Yeah, I totally understand that. I relate completely to that feeling, but you are meant to be here, and you will do great things with your life, even if you're stressed, sad, depressed, anxious, sad. I said sad already, but if you're extra sad, double the sad, you're still meant to be here. And everybody's meant to be here. LGBT lives matter, and we exist, and we will not be silent about the things that matter to us. You will. Yes, you will. So thank you all for joining me today. This was originally for Chechnya, but then it just ended up being about all things LGBT and, like, me, I guess, because I'm talking about my experiences personally. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of your comments and chatting with me, and I will maybe do this again sometime. Thank you for becoming fans, and thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day, all of you, wherever you are, whatever time it is, I don't know. Yeah. Bye, thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon, maybe? Okay. Thank you all. You rock.